Hello and welcome to day 2 of Discover LC, our sort of virtual online open event that we're doing for you guys at home, so you guys are safe and sound but still finding out all about our courses. Today we've got loads more courses up to sort of talk to you. So we've got hospitality and catering, hair and beauty. We've also got a careers live stream later on, which should be really good. But we are kicking things off today with hospitality and catering, and I have been told off already because caterers apparently don't like getting up early, so they're all a little bit mad at me. But hopefully they'll put smiles on their faces for you anyway. Let me bring them all in so you get a chance to meet them, and we'll start sort of one by one because there's a couple of faces that I want to introduce you to. So we're starting off with Paul. So hiya, Paul.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Will you tell us a little bit about yourself at Leicester College?
Sure. Obviously, my name's Paul Latimer. I've been here at Leicester College for 19 years now. Started off trainer assessor, now currently program lead for level 2 professional cookery and level 3 professional cookery. Yeah, that's me.
Amazing, cool. And now I'm going to bring in someone else who also didn't get the memo that we were all meant to wear chef, right? So I don't feel quite as bad because I thought I was going to be the only one, but luckily Andrea hasn't got them on either. So hi, Andrea.
Morning. I'm Andrea Bridge. I've been at Leicester College for 15 years and I'm the restaurant manager, and I also teach on the front of house level 2 food and beverage service and the level 3 supervisory front of house course.
Amazing, nice and succinct there. You were worried about that, but it's all fine. Don't worry about it. The next person I want to introduce you to is Dan. Hiya, Dan.
Hi.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Dan. I'm a trainer assessor at Leicester College. I've been there since August, so fairly new. I teach on level 3 and level 2, both chef and patisserie courses.
Nice, very nice. You guys are very good at introducing yourselves, almost like you do it for a job. It's very good. The last person, last but not least, and unfortunately we don't have subtitles for him like Paul suggested, is Ian. Hi, Ian.
Hi all, how you all doing? My name's Ian. My passion is cakes and bakes, so I teach on the bakery and patisserie course. I've been working as a chef for around about 24 years, been at the college for about 8. And I've worked in a range from 4 or 5-star hotels through to Michelin star restaurants. And I just focus now on bakery and patisserie, level 2s and 3.
Nice. My passion is also bakes and cakes, but more eating them than, making them. So we've got a couple of questions lined up for our team today. But if you have any questions, if you're watching at home and you have any dire questions that you'd like to ask our hospitality and food team, get them in the comments now and we will try our best to answer them. Big shout out to Jamie, who's already said hello, and it's nice to see you all again. So hi, Jamie. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Hi, Jamie.
He says, hi, everyone.
Hi, Jamie.
Hope you're all keeping well. There we are. Lovely, nice morning message for you all to sort of brighten up your mornings. And I have got a couple of questions for you, so we'll kick off straight away. So some sort of questions I think a lot of students would like to know is, will students have to sit in exams to pass your courses?
Over to you, Dan.
Thank you.
I've got this one, Ashton.
Okay, so we've finding us is fine.
Some of the exams vary on the courses, so we do what's called technicals and diplomas. Diplomas are on level 3 cooking and level 3 patisserie this year, and the food and beverage. So they are sort of portfolio based or small assessments that make up the whole qualification. Whereas some of the technicals that are available on professional food and cookery and bakery, they have summative assessments, so final theory exams and final practical exams to decide your grade for the course.
Perfect. And I just sort of ask if you guys all can go around sort of one by one and just give us a quick whistle-stop tour of what kind of things get covered on your courses, because I know that people might not sort of know the difference between the courses. So if I start with you, Paul, can you sort of tell us a little bit about your course?
Yeah, okay. Well, we've got, depending on obviously what your level of English is, you can always help us decide on what type of teaching we'll give you. We have technical qualifications and we have assessment-based qualifications. Now, both are professional cookery. So what we're looking at are all aspects of cooking, methods of cookery, how certain commodities relate to certain methods of cookery. Obviously, we tie that in as much as we can to a real work environment. So what we teach downstairs, we try and replicate upstairs in our college restaurant, so that you can actually obviously show your skills off to a live customer. And literally throughout the year, we start off quite simplistic, and then as the year goes on, we try and obviously put more complexities to dishes. And as Ian said, if you're on a technical, you sit at the end of your practical exam, whereas if you're on an assessment-based qualification, you are literally doing assessments more or less in the first month or so, starting off, as I said, quite simple, and the complexity of the assessments will obviously intensify as the year goes on. But very much practically based. I'd say roughly 80% practical, 20% theory, and that's on both levels.
Wow, cool. Andrea, you're up next. Talk a little bit about your course.
So I teach on the front of house courses. So the course is predominantly based in the Taste Restaurant at Leicester College, where customers come in and experience the learning that the students are going through in a live working restaurant. So you'll be taught all the skills with regards to how to work in a restaurant or a bar, customer service skills, and that's at level 2, which are the basic service skills to be a waiter, waitress, and at level 3 are supervisory skills on how to work within the industry as a supervisor. You get experience of working behind the bar, serving wines, reception. They are practical based assessments within the restaurant, and there's quite a bit of theory to back that up as well.
Amazing. Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I do have a question for you from YouTube, from Georgia, who's a relevant question to your course, Andrea, so I'll put it for you now. She says, if we struggle with big crowds of people but would like to work front of house, will support be available?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it is a real good confidence booster course. So if you are a little underconfident, this course actually brings you out because it allows you to practice and learn the skills, you know, that are needed to work in a front of house establishment. So wouldn't worry about being a little bit nervous at all. Everybody's nervous when they first come onto the course, but by the time, you know, 3 or 4 months in, you know, that nervousness is gone and you really see a difference in yourself.
Amazing. Thanks, Andrea. So next up we have Dan. So can you tell us a little about your course, Dan?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk a little bit about RWE because Paul and Ian will cover the courses that I teach on. So RWE is the real working environment in the college, which is a taste restaurant. So in your RWE sessions, you'll be in the kitchen, running a service, either from the chef side or the pastry chef side. You'll learn all the skills you need for work, and you can be a bit more creative in there. You'll use the skills that you learn in your classes in there as well. So you'll be putting them into practice in the restaurant.
Perfect, cool. And last but not least, as per usual, is Ian. Hi, Ian.
Thanks for that. Okay, so it's just focusing on pastry really. At level 2, we start fundamentally with the basics. So we just start with basic pastries, and really it's to understand the techniques to them, how to make a nice short crust pastry. Then we move on to sort of basic meringues, basic sponges, aeration, because they're sort of the fundamental foundation for most of the stuff you'll learn throughout the year. Obviously, it gets more complex as the year goes on, looking at doughs and breads, etc. Then moving on to level 3, that's when you sort of hit lamination, which is croissants and Danish pastries, macarons, more fine presentation, quite a focus on chocolate work, which is great, understanding tempering and how to mold chocolate, a little bit of sugar work. To be honest, there's loads in the course. If you enjoy baking and pastry, it's just a fab course, lots and lots of practical, but obviously there is a serious point looking at the knowledge behind it all, and I think that's what makes a good chef.
Perfect. Right. Well, the last sort of question I have in terms of that is, do you get to eat it after you've made it?
Yes,
silence.
you do.
Yes. Okay.
No, you get to taste it. There you go. So you don't trust me, baking and pastry, you don't want to eat it. To assure you.
I do have a couple of questions for you, actually, Ian, regarding baking and pastry. Mia on Facebook, not Facebook, on YouTube even, said, wondering how they could practice their baking skills and get her technical skills higher. Is that sort of the level 2 that you offer, or is that like a lower level course maybe?
So you can direct access level 3. However, you have to have a really strong experience of either working within a pastry kitchen, doing patisserie, because obviously you'd miss out on all the real foundation of the knowledge and the skills, because knowledge is so important. It's not just being able to make something, it's knowing knowledge behind that that's the real key to it. Throughout the lesson, you can do lots of practice at home, but really you start at a level 2, direct access to level 2, depending on your GCSE grades, and then you would move on to a level 3, unless there is substantial experience within the industry at that level.
Cool, perfect. So the next question I have for you is, how often will students get to use the kitchens and the taste restaurant?
Is that for me or?
Whoever wants it.
Over to you, Dan. Serious this time.
So taste restaurant sessions, level 2, they have 1 RWE a week. And at level 3, they do 2 RWEs a week. And then they have 2 practical lessons a week at level 2 and level 3 in the training kitchens. So about 3 sessions a week in a kitchen.
Cool. And are those sort of like all day sessions, or are they sort of like periods of a couple of hours? Or?
Do you want me to take over now, Dan?
Yeah, over to you, Ian.
Over to you. Thank you, Dan. For pastries, the practicals are quite long. 4 or 5 hours with myself, then another 4 hours probably with Dan. So that's your 2 taught sessions. And the reason that they're that long is because obviously we have to prove, bake, rest. Just our products take a lot longer to produce. And then the RWE, that's a great session. That's approximately 3 hours. So that's just live production. So that's pretty much the pastry. There's a big emphasis, obviously, on practical skills. And I'm going to head over to Paul now, and you can have a little chat about his courses.
Okay, my training sessions are usually 3 to 4 hours, and as Dan's already said, possibly 2 a week. But also, they may tend to change if you have assessments that need longer to run. And RWE, in theory, is usually about 5 hours, and as Dan again has said, you get 1 a week. But also for the experience, my level 2s also do front of house as well on a rota basis, just so they can understand obviously what happens to the food when it leaves the kitchen. And for some students, that taste actually ignites something that actually, you know what, I want to learn more, and actually choose front of house the following year.
Amazing. And Andrew, is it sort of relatively similar in terms of front of house, or?
Yeah, it's a 5-hour lesson. The restaurant's open on a Wednesday, Thursday for lunch and dinner, on a Friday for lunchtime. And as I say, it is a real working restaurant where the public come in to eat within the restaurant and have a lot of regulars. It's a 5-hour lesson, so you start off by setting up the restaurant ready for either lunch or dinner, and then you serve the customers as they come in. We do quite a few events as well, so it's not big parties coming in for lunches as well and dinner.
Cool. I've always meant to go to a taste restaurant because I always look at the menu and I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds good. But then, you know, sometimes people just always make me work during the day. It's really annoying. That's fine. So I have another couple of questions from YouTube. So Mia, again, would like to know how many days on average would she be in college for if she's taken the Patisserie and Confectionery course?
Ian?
Okay, that's so me then. Thanks, mate. It depends on your GCSEs or what your age, if you're sitting GCSE or not. But if we take GCSE out the equation, I can't guarantee it, but you're looking at approximately 4 days a week. I would say you'd be in the college 4 days a week. Timetables aren't finalised yet, and with the current situation, it may be a little while before they are. But I would say 4 days per week, not 8-hour whole days, though.
And is that sort of relatively similar for the other courses as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, nodding, nice. Another question from Mia. She would like to know, is there a lot of theory work in patisserie, or is it mostly hands-on? The nodding there. Paul's like,
yes.
Yeah.
That's over to Ian, I think. That's Ian's one.
Over to you, Ian.
Yeah. I will be delivering to you. Now, there is a lot of theory work in pastry, but that's, to be honest, that's a real positive, because in pastry, we have to understand the theory behind the practice. It's so important that we understand how things work, how yeast works, the effects of yeast on bread, how to make pastries light, what aerates meringue. There's a lot to be considered in relation to temperatures. So there is a lot of theory delivered, but that's primarily delivered within the practical class. So it's hands-on theory where you can actually see what's happening, feel what's happening. And then there's obviously your theory relating to your food safety, your health and safety, which again is really important for employment. So yes, I would say there is a good deal amount of theory. A lot of it is linked to your practical, but then you do have sort of pure theory aspects. But I think that's something that is great. You know, you can't just learn how to make something. You know, as a chef, you have to know the theory behind it. So it's really important.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so next question I have is, do students have to buy any kit? So for students who don't know what kit is, we're talking like uniform, that kind of thing. For your course, the student have to buy kit? Yeah?
Right,
What kind of kit? Yeah, go on, Paul.
Okay. Currently, all students purchase kit. Now, at the current pricing, we're looking at about £260 for the kit. That includes 2 sets of white, all your knives. Now, that kit would last you your full term at college. There'd be no need to buy any further after. Some of the courses may be slightly cheaper, but roughly around the 260 mark. However, some students can get help towards that, depending obviously what their circumstances and family circumstances are.
Cool. And is that...
Can I just add to that, Ashton?
Yeah,
Sorry.
of course you can.
I just want to say, just to echo what Paul says, that the kit that you get, I think, is really good quality kit, and it doesn't just last you for it goes into employment. As long as you look after that, it's a good investment for your professional practice, and you've almost got everything in there you would need to go through college and then move into employment. So it is a great investment, and that kit includes your chef whites, you know, a couple of pairs of trousers, a couple of chef jackets, all your knives and pastry. It includes your cutters, your spatulas, your bread knives. So yeah, it's I think it's good value for money and a worthwhile investment.
Cool. And I have a question. Do any students, you know, who might be a bit chaotic like I am, ever dye their chef whites pink? Does that ever happen? Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. I think I prefer this shade of
Just
grey.
a second. Yeah, you're just probably pink, Ian.
And
I
is
might
it,
dye mine pink on purpose.
I think you should, yeah, make a statement. And Andrea, is there like waiting sort of uniforms you have to wear for front of house?
Yeah, there's front of house uniform for level 2 and level 3, and the cost of the uniform is probably around about £140. Trousers, shirts, waistcoats, aprons and gloves generally.
Cool. And another question for you, Ian, because we know you love
Well unfair, everybody.
It's from YouTube from Lily, and Lily says, is there any work that we can start doing or looking things up, etc., to prepare ourselves when we start the course of Patisserie and Confectionery?
Oh, Lily, that's the sort of question I do like from a student. Yeah, I think there's little things you can do. You know, I always say to my students, watch the Bake Off. You know, because you learn so much, and I think it creates a little bit of excitement and passion within you. And just practice baking at home, just making pastries, making cakes, all of those things will really help you. So when you come into the class, you know, you arrive actually sometimes with some real deep questions because you've got that initial knowledge. So I think any baking you can do, watch Bake Off, watch cooking programs, they really do help. So yeah, you can never start learning early enough, I think.
Amazing, perfect, cool. So next question for you all. Will students get any sort of like work experience opportunities while on the course? Obviously, working in a taste restaurant is almost like work experience, but is there any sort of outside placement opportunities as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Currently, all our level 2 students, if they're between the ages 16 and 18, will get support in completing 37 hours work experience. That choice is their own, or they can use one of the employers that we have in our database. And we work closely alongside our work experience coordinator, Camille, and she will obviously help steer that person in the right direction. Our level 3 students are currently asked to do industrial placement, and that's slightly more, a lot more. It's 312 hours. However, obviously, again, we help support those students all the way through that experience. And what happens then is that gets automated and that goes as evidence that they've completed employer engagement.
Amazing. Is that sort of relatively similar for all the courses then?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Okay, next question I have is, will students be able to resit their GCSEs alongside your courses?
Okay, looks like it's over to me. It all depends on your results. So I think, from if you're under 18, if you get a 3, the equivalent of the OD, then you have to reset your GCSEs or do a functional skills. A lot of it depends on what grade you come out with. And I always say to students that yes, you do have to and it's easy coming from me. You do have to reset them if you don't get the pass grade, but actually, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to just raise your qualifications, give you better opportunities in the future. So although students may have this negative sort of reaction to it, I like to try and push it in a positive manner, to be honest.
Cool. Okay, next question I have, and it's sort of a little bit answered by you earlier, Ian, is do I have to have studied catering before doing these courses? Does anyone have?
Shall I go?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay, we're all fighting over these questions. What a team. Okay, I think to access a level 3 course, without a doubt, you need to have studied catering before or have relevant industry experience, which is normally within a sort of high-class establishment. And I'm not saying at all that the level 3 courses is only for those that want to go into a high-class establishment, but you just do need that to fill those gaps in the knowledge you would miss at level 2 in order to go into a level 3 program, or it does disadvantage you. For direct access to level 2, you don't have to have studied catering. My sort of one thing is you just need to have a passion for it, and it's something that you want to do. And if you've got that, then that's a great start and a great foundation for learning.
Cool. Perfect. Next question I have, and again, don't all jump at once, guys. I know you're all excited.
This is over somebody else one, I can assure you.
So this one is, will students be able to be a chef as soon as they finish this course, or is there additional qualifications that a student will need to have?
Over to you, Paul.
Well, thank you, Andrea.
It's a chef question.
Oh, you're on mute, Paul.
You're on mute, Paul. Have you plugged your headphones in?
Yeah. If it doesn't work, Paul, I'll take on while you see if your headphones work. Will I be able to be a chef as soon as I finish this course? Yeah, once you finish level 2, you can go into a kitchen. Chefing, I don't know what people are aware out there of chef, but it comes in sort of a hierarchy from a commie chef. So if you just do a level 2 course, you could without doubt go into a professional kitchen as a commie chef with that knowledge. And then once you've done your level 3, you could maybe go in as a chef de partie. So with a different hierarchy, obviously comes different salary. So yeah, it depends what you want to do, really. I always recommend doing your level 2 and your level 3 before going into deployment, but that doesn't always suit everybody. And we have lots of we've got careers advisors, and towards the end of the course, we have a good discussion on what students would like to do, so we can support them within their next step. After level 3, some go to university. So there's lots of options through the career path, and we will support you in all of those.
Fab, thank you. Paul, have you figured out your microphone?
I don't know, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. Yeah, I totally echo what Ian just said. But part of the work experience, we've been so successful over the last couple of years with our students, but potentially a lot of our students gain that first step into employment from that initial work experience program. So that's one of the things we look at, obviously putting the student in the right environment if we can. For a lot of them, it is that first step into the part-time role, but potentially then leads to a full-time job after college.
Cool. Fantastic. And I know that obviously it's a chef question, but if I was to sort of morph it into sort of a front of house themed question, what would your answer be, Andrea?
Yeah, absolutely. You can, from a level 2 course, you could go out into the industry and work within a restaurant, a hotel, establishment, or you could go into a level 3 course to train to be a supervisor, or alternatively from a level 3 you can go on to university to do an events management qualification or hospitality management qualification. So I mean, if you have got a little job out in the industry, then it really does help on the course. But yeah, you can go out into employment at level 2 or level 3.
Amazing, cool, perfect. So the next question I have is, do I have to come in every day? So sort of on average, how many days? Oh, did we already answer this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry guys. So what are the entry requirements for your courses? Are they all relatively similar, or is there some sort of differences between them?
Yeah, I think Paul, you have the best knowledge on that one.
Okay, if we look at new numbers, as I call it, so for me, for technicals, you're looking at grade 3 or higher, and then grade 3, grade 4, 5, 6, and then for VRQs or assessments, we currently look for level 2, 4 and 5s, and then for level 1, anything other than that.
Cool. And are those sort of just in English and maths, or is that sort of?
Well, the main priority for us is English and maths, but obviously we would look across the spectrum of what the student has learned. But yeah, primarily English and maths, yeah.
Cool. I have another question from YouTube from Mia. I know this question might be a little bit up in the air at the moment, but I thought I'd just ask it anyway. So she says, because of the current situation of COVID-19, do you think they will start in September? Obviously, we are sort of going off the government guidelines, but hopefully we will be, depending on sort of what situation we're in. But as soon as we know, you will know as well. So if you've applied, as soon as sort of enrolment happens, you'll know exactly what's going on. Basically, as soon as we know. So hopefully, but we're not sure yet. Just keep an eye out on social media and emails and stuff. So yeah, if you don't have any other questions, get them in now. Sort of moving on to our last couple of questions now. So you know, any burning desire questions, pop them in now. The last couple of questions I have are, what is like the career progression routes for these courses? Obviously, you know, you can be a chef, you could be sort of a baker, but is there any sort of like unknown courses that people can go into, or careers that people can get into?
Well, Paul, you know more about the sort of university aspects, don't you? It's about running your own business. You know, have a lot of students go into that, don't they?
Yeah, we have quite a few who do foundation degrees after completing their level 3. So obviously, level 3 does carry the UCAS points needed. So you can. We've had students go off to Birmingham and Sheffield to do foundation in bakery management, food management. And like we've got quite a few who tend to. I keep obviously track of some of my older students once they've left college, and there's quite a few obviously who've gone overseas. Some like the ski sets, so they do the shaddy catering during the ski season. So there's quite a few who do that. But yeah, there's loads of things. It's not just about working in the kitchen.
No. I'm just going to add to that, Ashton. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah, I think it's just focusing as well on the pastry aspect. You know, you've got these really beautiful cafes now, and you know your fresh food pubs, your gastro pubs. So there's lots of different avenues with different types of cooking. I think in Leicester we have quite a strong food development sector. Especially in relation to pastry. I think you've got Samworth Brothers, you've got Vitals. So normally you have a little bit of experience after college, but again, that's quite an exciting avenue to go into. You know, people that's maybe supply Marks and Spencer's or Tesco's, you know, there's a lot of that based in Leicester. So I think there is a lot of diversity and job opportunities there for chefs.
Amazing, cool. We have one more question on the comments as we sort of wrap up. Oh, actually, we've got 2 more questions. So Chetna on Facebook says, what is the age range on the courses?
Ooh.
Oh, it's very, very varied, the age ranges. We have from 16 onwards. I'm not even going to put a cap because that's, you know, it's up to mature students. Obviously, the age range is vast for people that want to come into to catering.
So adult students can study on the courses as well.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%, yeah. We have quite a lot of adult students, I would say, you know, within our courses. So no, very diverse range of learners of students.
Yeah. Primarily, a lot. We do have more mature students who are obviously looking to maybe have a career change.
Mhm.
And I've had students in their late 50s, early 60s.
Nice. Cool. We did have someone yesterday for painting and decorating that was up in his 60s when he studied it, and he's still practicing and going around painting everyone's houses. So if you are in that range and you want a new skill, why not?
Yep.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another question from Georgia on YouTube, and again a little bit Corona themed. So we've got, if we're serving food, do you think we have to wear gloves and masks? Do we go back in September?
Oh, I would actually echo what Ashton said, wouldn't you? Well, go on, Andrea. What are you?
Yeah,
got to say?
I mean, we can't really answer that question at the moment. Obviously, there will be procedures put in place for when we go back into college, but until we've got further information about that, it's very difficult to give an absolute answer, definite answer.
I think it'll be government guidance. I think.
Yeah.
The college
Definitely.
will.
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. Well, the last question I have for you is, how do students go about applying?
Well, there you go, Nikki.
She's not listening.
It's online, isn't it? It's all
Yeah,
done
all on
online.
the website. Yeah. If you
all
head
done
onto the
online.
website, you go into subject areas, have a look at all the different sort of hospitality and food courses, and then you can apply via the website right now. So definitely it's just going and applying if it's changed your mind, it's something you want to do. But that is all the questions I have for you. Is there any sort of words of wisdom or some little Ian tidbits that you'd like to give to students who are sort of applying or have already applied?
No, I think I genuinely believe that I think the courses we offer for catering are diverse. They will look at your individual needs, what your passion is, and I think each course, with the amount of time you have in the kitchen to cook, which is just it's just a wonderful thing to do. It's where my passion lies. The courses are fab. That the quality of teaching is good. The ingredients we use is superb, and the facilities we have, with the equipment that we've got, again, I think is great. And we have so many other opportunities. If we have chocolate specialists coming out, we have fishmongers coming to the college. So it's varied, it's fun, but the main thing is to learn, and I think we provide that.
Fab. Any other words of wisdom from anyone else?
I think the hospitality industry is a great industry to be in. It's one where you can, the skills that you learn, you can take it, especially front of house, and go into a lot of other avenues as well.
Fab.
I mean, I'll just echo as well. Also, it's your ticket to go anywhere in the world, because literally your qualifications will take you where you want to go. If you want to work in Leicester, you stay in Leicester. If you want to go anywhere else, you go where your passion takes you.
Fab. Dan, any last words from you?
I think to echo what the other guys have said about it not just being a course to create chefs, like there's so much you can do in hospitality, whether you specialize in something. Like I was a chocolatier, owned my own chocolate shop. You could go into butchery, fishmongery, you can go on cruise ships. Like it is vast, the things that you can do. So don't just look at it as a chef course or a front of house course. There's literally, the world is your oyster.
I can't believe we're 33 minutes in and you've only just said that you used to own a chocolate shop.
Oh, sorry. I did.
Right, well,
That's because you've got no samples left.
Yeah.
fantastic. Right, well, we'll end it there before anyone starts stopping each other. But thank you so much for watching. If you do have any other questions that sort of haven't been answered, we'll try and answer them in the comments on this video, so do keep a lookout for those. If there's questions that sort of a little bit more intense, or any application questions, you can email info@leicestercollege.ac.uk and they'll try and answer your questions. We're back in about half an hour with a hair and beauty live stream, so if you're looking for that, we'll be back very soon. But for now, I say thank you to everyone for joining me. It's been fantastic. I wouldn't have been able to answer any of these questions, so it's really good that you joined me. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and we'll leave now. So, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 For all those questions.